Namaste. My name is Kirti, and on behalf of Himalayan Yoga Association, I welcome you all to this online teacher training course. I am a teacher here at Himalayan Yoga Association, and I will be taking you through the concepts and details of the human body and yoga altogether. Let's hope you enjoy this course. Let's start.
Namaste, welcome to the online yoga teacher training course. In the previous sessions, we discussed the anatomy and the structure of the pectoral girdle and the pelvis girdle. Now we are going to go further into the smaller joints of the human body. In today's video, we are going to discuss the anatomy and structure of the ankle joint. But before we do that, I request you all to please come and chant the Gayatri mantra with us, because at the end of the day, that is also another form of yoga. So come, sit with me, activate Chin Mudra, lengthen your spine, close your eyes, roll your shoulders to the back, and using the eyes of the inside, I need you to re-posture yourself, adjust yourself. Imagine sitting straight with your tailbone tucking inside, spine lengthened, shoulders to the back, head in line with the spine, gaze fixed at the third eye, and let all of your worries move out of your head and allow the breath move inside your body. Slowly inhale and slowly exhale. Believe me, these few moments of silence are the most personal time you spend with yourself. You'll learn to appreciate these moments eventually as you progress in the journey of yoga. For now, let's try to develop this habit. Let's try to fall in love with this habit of sitting with yourself in silence and observing your breath. Simply inhale and simply exhale. Complete stillness in your posture, in your body. Only the insides are functioning at the moment. Now slowly bring your hands in front of your chest, Namaskara Sthiti. Touch the heart center with the back of your thumbs. We are going to chant the Gayatri mantra now. If you know the mantra, you can chant it with me. Otherwise, you can always repeat it afterwards. Maintain your eyes closed for now and just listen. Slowly inhale once. Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Having absorbed the vibration and effect of the mantra, let's start rubbing our palms gently. Now, without opening your eyes, I need you to cover your eyes and transfer this energy to your eyes first hand. Now massage your face, the back of your neck, and anywhere else you wish to transfer this energy to. Please keep your eyes closed. Once again, fold your palms, bow down to your fingertips with a lot of gratitude towards the environment. Let's open our eyes with a few blinks and welcome ourselves back. Now, the ankle joint is a very interesting joint. It's a very strong joint and it's a very agile joint, because at the end of the day, the entire weight of the body rests and is handled by the agility, the flexibility and the stability of the ankle joint. If there is a disturbance in the ankle joint, then naturally there is going to be a disturbance and pain whenever you're going to try to stand up, try to walk, trying to run, or trying to jump or trying to play any sport or any activity which employs the ankle joint in function. The ankle joint is formed by three different bones coming together to form the joint as a whole. The fibular bone, which is running alongside the shin bone, also known as the tibia bone, starting from the knee joint, finishing up at the ankle joint. The tibia bone itself, which is running on the medial end of the feet, starting from the knee joint, finishing up at the ankle joint, and the talus bone, which is resting right on top of the heel bone, also known as the calcaneus bone. So these three different bones come together to form the ankle joint, come together to provide us with the agility and the function of the ankle joint. What is the role of the talus bone? It is not just a supportive bone to the tibia and the fibula bone, but it is the bone which is responsible for providing the hinge synovial function of the joint. In principle, in anatomy, the talus or the ankle joint is basically a hinge joint, but because it is so nicely connected with the various ligaments that surround this entire joint, that we are able to do many other movements with the ankle joint apart from the hinge joint itself. Now, there are two different bumps that you'll see on the ankle joint, that you'll see on your feet as well. These two edges or bumps on either side of the feet are called as malleolus. The one on the outer edge of the foot is called as lateral malleolus, while the one on the inner edge is called as medial malleolus. There are three ligaments which connect the outer edge of the foot, which stabilize the outer edge of the foot, which stabilize the ankle joint in itself. One is called as the anterior talofibular ligament. If you are aware of the anatomical terms that we discussed in the previous sessions, then you'll realize that anterior, which means front, talofibular, which comes from the words talus and fibula, according to the names of these bones, simply translating to the frontal ligament which connects the talus to the fibula bone. There is one ligament which is joining the talus and the fibula bone from the rear end or from the back side, which is called as the posterior talofibular ligament. Another ligament present on the outer edge of the foot is called as the calcaneofibular ligament, which is responsible for connecting the heel bone with the fibula bone in itself. So, three ligaments on the lateral side of the foot: anterior talofibular ligament, posterior talofibular ligament, and calcaneofibular ligament. This is all about the outer edge. Let's talk about the inner edge of the foot, which is also the medial side of the foot. The medial side of the ankle joint involves the tibia bone as well as the talus bone. Now, these set of ligaments, there's a group of ligaments responsible for connecting these two bones together, and they are called as deltoid ligaments, responsible for stabilizing the ankle from the inner side. So you'll see that the ankle is quite stable and offers limited movement. This whole set of ligaments is called as deltoid ligaments. Now, another aspect of the entire ankle joint is the connection between the tibia and the fibula bone. If you'll pay attention, if you ever get a chance to hold one or to observe one of the skeletons, then you'll see that these two different bones, even though they are separated, they have their own set of ligaments which offer them the stability and the strength that they have. They're almost immovable when it comes to the movement of the tibia and the fibula bone. These two different bones are connected firstly with the help of the interosseous ligament, which is running from the knee joint and finishing up at the ankle joint, running through the entire length of the bones, the tibia and the fibula. In other words, if I have to explain, then this interosseous ligament is running and covering the entire inner edge of these two different bones entirely from the top to the bottom completely. which obviously offers it a lot of stability when it comes to the lower side of the feet above the ankle. The place where the distal ends of the tibia and the fibula meet is called as ankle syndesmosis. This space right here exactly above the talus bone is called as ankle syndesmosis, and this area has its own set of connections, it has its own set of ligaments joining these two bones. These ligaments are anterior inferior tibia-fibular ligament, which means anterior, front, inferior at the lower side, tibia-fibular, which comes from these names, tibia and fibula ligaments. If you're able to understand this, then it's a ligament which is on the front lower ends connecting the tibia and the fibula joint. Another ligament which is connecting these two bones is called as the posterior inferior tibia fibular ligament. Quite long names, I must say, but once you understand the anatomy and if you're aware of the names of the different bones, the understanding of this whole intricate and detailed names won't be that much of a challenge. Posterior inferior tibia fibular ligament, which means a ligament on the back side and the lower side of the foot connecting the tibia as well as the fibula bone as a whole. Another ligament which is present on the back side or the underside inside of the foot is called as the transverse ligament, which again offers it the stability and support and the movement, of course, that it offers. These are the three different ligaments present on the interior or the inside of the tibia and fibula. So even though in principle there are three different bones coming together to form the ankle joint, but each side, the front, the lateral as well as the medial side of this joint has its own set of connections, and probably that is the reason why the ankle joint is so well connected, so very much stable as compared to various other joints present inside the human body. And it needs to be because at the end of the day, this is more or less the most hard-working, big or major joint inside the human body. This is everything that you need to understand about the entire ankle joint as it is. There is something that you can do or you cannot do in order to maintain a healthy ankle joint. First of all, please keep in mind that activity is very vital for the health of your ankle, of your entire, not just the ankle joint, but all the joints inside the human body, and that is why it is told that you should involve and indulge in some sort of physical activities. But unfortunately, in today's time, people are not even choosing to walk. They are much happier driving along in their motorcycles, in their scooters, or in their cars, and avoiding any physical exertion at all. But keep in mind that the simplest activity that you can do in order to keep your ankle joint healthy is just walk. What, according to yoga, can you do in order to maintain a healthy ankle joint? Well, the easiest thing that you can do in order to maintain a healthy ankle joint is called as 𝐂𝐞𝐫 vyayam. In 𝐂𝐞𝐫 vyayam, as I've already discussed in case of the pectoral and the hip and the pelvis girdle, is basically a set of very simple and slow exercises which offer mobility and lubrication to these joints inside the body. The 𝐂𝐞𝐫 vyayam series is aimed to work on each and every major joint inside the body, and it is supposed to be done before you indulge in any strenuous activity, just because your joints, your ligaments, your tendons, your muscles, all of them, they do not suffer any sort of damage because they are not lubricated or warm enough. So in case of the ankle joint, the easiest thing that you can do with your breath as well as with your ankles is simply inhale and point your toes, exhale and bring it back. Do this at least 10 to 15 times before any strenuous activity or even before your actual yoga asana session. Inhale, point, exhale, curl. This will stimulate the ankle joint in frontal and backward movements, as well as circumductions in case of rotations in clockwise and anti-clockwise directions. Do all of these movements at least 10 to 15 times, especially in the morning, in order to maintain circulation, lubrication, as well as better health of your joints. This is everything you need to know about the ankle joint. I hope you found today's video informative. I will come again next time. Until then, thank you and namaste.